went from probably one of the worst, well, maybe the worst weekend of my life, to one of the best. My daughter's doing so much better. She's walking on her own accord, and it also came with a win, which was an icing on the cake, but a good weekend. As far as that game goes, a hard-fought win. I thought at halftime, I thought we did a lot of things right the first half. It felt good to go in at halftime with a lead. We decided we were going to take the win the third quarter, and we really thought if we could play like we played in the first half, we might have an opportunity to have the game completely out of reach before we gave them the win the fourth quarter. It did not work out the way we planned it. It rarely does around here. They, to their credit, came out and fought and played hard, got back in the game, created some plays, and looked up, and there it was, 20-17. We only had a 3-point lead when we had to go against the wind in the fourth quarter. But as we've done all year, we fought and battled and made some plays in the fourth quarter and kept the lead. And I was very proud of the way that we kind of had the game under control, nearly lost it, and had an opportunity to quit, didn't do that, and battled back and won the game. And we all needed it. It was a big win for everyone associated with the program, and it puts us in a great spirit and puts us in a great mood, and we should have a good week of prep to get ready to play our last game. And I'm very excited to have the opportunity to go over to Lake Charles and play a very good McNeese football team. It's a great way to end the season. Pretty good. You know, Saturday was a big day. She was accepted to the TIER program in Houston, which is the #3 rated hospital in the nation for physical therapy, and the #1 in Texas. And she was actually transported Saturday, and so that was big for her to get down there and to call her down there. I got to go see her Sunday, and that was great. It was like I said, the icing on the cake was the game. And when I got down there Sunday, she was able to walk on her own power. So it was a really, really good weekend. Good weekend for me and for Lamar. You know what? The thing I was most impressed about was, you know, you have a plan in your head as a coach and a team. Like I said, we went out there and we really thought, no, we're going to put these guys away. It didn't go down that way. They scored a good drive, made some plays, frustrated me, made some plays on third and a fourth down to keep their drive alive. And then they hit our quarterback in the chin, legal hit. I'm not complaining about the hit, but, you know, knock him out on a pick, and now they're only down by 3. And we had a chance to sit around and go, oh, here we go. You know, 2 straight scores by Nichols, and we're going to let this thing get away from us. And I called them up and told them, you know, we just took a shot. We just took a shot in the chin, and you know, let's see what we're made out of. And the thing I think I was most proud of is the way we overcame that and didn't let it affect us, and went on and won the football game. And I don't know if 6 weeks ago we could have done that. I think we've matured. We've had a lot of hard-fought games, and we're not afraid of going out there and fighting to win a game. And I think we've learned from that, and I was very proud of that. Better. He's if we had to play today, he probably couldn't play. He's got some concussion symptoms. He had. I don't think we've even attempted to do the next baseline test on him. I'm waiting to hear from Josh about his wrist. I don't know if it's broken or not. And I think he got 6 or 8 stitches in his chin. So he's got a lot we got to check on. But he didn't know who I was yesterday, and we talked a little bit. But we'll find out more as the week goes on. It depends on where the break is and what he could do. We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll have to see from Josh. I didn't really attempt to talk to him much because I knew that he took a shot, but my concerns I got on the field was not that much as the concussion. When they took the bandage off, he had, I mean, the cut was pretty, it was as big a cut right here as I've ever seen, and I thought that alone would keep him out. And then Josh came up to me and said, you know, he's got a pretty good cut. And I said, I saw that. He's got concussion symptoms, and we think he might have a broke wrist. I said, well, he's probably done for the night. So he's got a lot going on, but he's a tough kid, and I'm very proud of him. Well, I mean, we've played in conference play a lot of hard-fought games, and I thought we competed in all of them. And it hadn't showed up on the scoreboard the way I wanted it to, and that's coaching some. And I got to take responsibility for that. But the players playing hard and playing together has been there, and that's been the thing that I've been most encouraged about. and for our players that need to show up on the scoreboard. And it was good to get that done, and I was happy for them. I was happy for our seniors for their last game on this field. A lot of them are local players that played on that field in high school, and that was probably their last chance to ever play a game on that field. We had a lot of local guys have big games on that field for us, and we all needed it. And it puts us in a great frame of mind to prepare for McNeese this week. And it takes a little pressure off. We quit talking about losing streaks or not winning a conference game, and all those things are out the window, and we can just focus on McNeese this week. Both our games have been, obviously everyone out here knows that was the first game we played over there when we brought it back. We haven't been over there since. We've had 30 games in between. Last year was a very competitive game. We've done this against them 2 years in a row. We don't want to just compete. We want to win this football game. And so if you can't win a conference championship, which I know we want to do and they want to do, this is as good as it can get to end the season, playing a team right down the road that you have a history against and a rivalry that's there, and it's a great way to keep your team focused. And I think both teams will prepare and both teams will play hard, and I think it'll be a great game Saturday. Oh, no doubt. And this is the type of game with McNeese has recruited so many players from this area over the years, and there's such a tie to their program with Southeast Texas, and the rivalries there from us playing them in the past. This game kind of takes care of itself on that part, but the win helps keep you going as well. But I look for us to have a great week of practice, and I think we'll play as hard or harder than we played all year Saturday. McNeese was as good as anybody in our league early. I still remember their game against Middle Tennessee, where they beat them handedly and they did not throw a pass in the fourth quarter. They ran the ball every time in the fourth quarter, and I thought then that I knew Sam had all those guys coming back, that McNeese may be the team to beat. They've had a lot of injuries, and Coach Viator's kind of like me on that. He doesn't sit around and harp about his injuries, but you can tell their team was decimated the middle of the season, especially in the defensive secondary and a little bit in their offensive line. They've slowly got a lot of those guys back, and they're a very good team now. They beat Stephen F. down there 2 weeks ago, played UT San Antonio off their feet, come off a little sharp, but they're a very good team right now, and they're a little frustrated. They haven't had as many wins as they wanted to have, but they definitely want to finish on a high note. So they're going to be a very good football team, and we're going to see, I think, their best effort as well.
Where do they do well? They just run the football?
No, I mean, they can run it now. They're going to run the football. They've got a big, experienced offensive line, but they can throw and catch the ball as well. They're going to sit there in their 4-2-5 defense. They're very well coached, very sound, but they're going to bring zone blitz and pressure. They're solid in their kicking game. They're a +13 in turnovers, highest in the conference. They win a lot of games by taking the ball away from you, and they don't give it up a lot. And in the games that they have gotten beat, some of the things that they've done wrong, one of the things is they have lost a turnover battle, but most of the year in conference play and their wins, like I said, they're a +13 in conference play, so that's huge. That's a huge stat that jumps out at you. And they're a well-coached football team, and they have a tradition of winning football games. So they're a very, very good opponent, and this will be a big win for us. Well, Caleb, I always said Caleb's got good feet, can do things with his legs. And the thing that's helping Caleb now is, number one, we're able to run the ball behind him better than we did previous. And he's throwing the ball better. He's just got more experience, so he's just a more experienced quarterback. He's not a wildcat guy. It's not like he's just going to run the ball all the time. And he's just developed as in all the phases of the game. And this receiving core, the more he's played, the more he's been able to rep with them, the better he's going to be getting on the same page with them. And it was good to see. I was very proud of Ryan in the half he had and the game he had, but I was also proud of how Caleb came off the bench and did what he did. And I was proud of both of them. Like I said, there's about 8 or 9, 10, maybe even 11 guys who could have gave the MVP to on offense, because especially when Ryan went out, I thought our entire offense did a great job, not just Caleb, but I was very proud of Caleb. For about a month here, we've been around his migraines, and the last part of last week was as good as it's been in a while. And right now, I just talked to him. Now, he's fine today. We had to play today. He'd be in great shape. We'll have to see by Saturday, but it's been a tough year on him. and he hadn't been able to have the year. And having said that, he's tied for our school record for touchdowns, and he's tied for the record for return touchdowns on kickoff returns. He could break both those records if he could return one touchdown for a kickoff over Lake Charles. And having said that, I don't think he's scratched the surface because we hadn't been able to see the consistent play because he hadn't been able to put in. I wonder why Coach Viator's calling me right now. I want to take that back. But where was I?
About Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I think the future's still ahead of him. He's only a sophomore. He's just going to get better and better. But I would love to see him for an entire year consistently healthy every day, lifting weights, running, working out, running routes, and doing everything. We have not seen the best of him yet. That's what I'm trying to say. I told Barry in our meeting yesterday, I said, you look like a receiver yesterday. I think the one thing about Barry, I see, he's just playing with so much more confidence. He's just going up and catching balls and doing things. And I don't know if y'all paid attention to Caleb Barry's run. He had a great block on the edge that sprung him. And he's just developed and matured, and he came on when we really need him. And the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's really developed. And we got another year with him as well. And he's somebody that we needed to have come on, and he's done it.
And which run are you referring to?
Quarterback draw.
Okay.
When he started up the middle, he broke to the sideline. The edge block there was Barry coming in and holding his guy, and not holding him physically with the penalty, but holding him up to where he could get around him. It was a very good block, and that's one thing Barry Ford's always been. He's a very unselfish player, and it's exciting when you have a guy with that type of attitude. You see him develop and help you the way he has. It's refreshing, and I was very excited for him. And he's got to learn to come hug me after he scores instead of hugging the official. As long as he scores, he can hug whoever he wants. I think you preach it as a coach, and you try your best to tell the guys who are running second or third team that you have to prepare as a first teamer. But sometimes that's very difficult to do when you have an older guy and a very talented guy in front of you. And not to say that Barry played down, but I think this is the first year that he didn't have that in front of him, and it just took him a while. But he's worked hard. He's probably the hardest worker we got, and it's paid off. He had a very good second half of the season. Well, you do a little bit of that. I mean, this is the last week, so the first thing you see, you look at your seniors because you want to let them know that and make them aware this is their last week of football in college. Tuesday, I'll tell them this is your last Tuesday in pads, and Wednesday I'll tell them this is your last Wednesday. But as you're doing that, then you also are looking at all those other guys that aren't seniors and what you got coming back. And it's not really time to talk about that in detail, but we do have a young football team, and we do have a lot of players returning, and the future is bright. But we don't want to really talk about that a whole lot until we play this game, because we need to focus on this game. And this is a great opportunity for us. And I think our mindset, I think physically we're in good shape right now. We injury-wise for this time, we've played 11 straight ball games without an open date. For that type of schedule, I think we're pretty healthy. And I'm very encouraged, and I'm excited about this week.